Hello, I'm Umbra,
And I'm Melodious.
and this is Please Don't Actually Try This, or Three Kings Ritual. What I'm about to share with you today is one of the many relatively safe ways you can access, not quite enter, a place I call Shadow Side.
The Shadow Realm?
Yes, the Shadow Realm. Minus the card game need to play, but
You don't know that. For all you know, an intricate part of getting to the shadow side here could be just playing a children's card game.
it's true that is a possibility. Very, very strong possibility.
Exactly. So, I'm just saying, don't make judgments until you read it all the way through.
This is true. I believe the point of us, though, is to make judgments before reading it all the way, but,
I mean, if you want to get technical about things.
And its effectiveness depends on how seriously you take me. Your mileage may vary. Refer to title. I won't tell you that you shouldn't be afraid of the shadow side. Chances are you've already seen it, after all, and merely think it was a reoccurring dream. I will tell you that there's no need to be ignorantly afraid of it, though. There is a difference. Ignorance fuels fear, and fear can give that place a lot of juice to run on. You have to be big on preparation if you want to try this. It's like skydiving. If getting it right on your first try is not something you're good at, then this is not for you.
When you skydive the first time, don't you generally have, like, an accountability buddy that you're, like, strapped to or something?
Yes. Well, yeah, first time, yeah.
So really, isn't it more so about not getting it right your, like, fifth time or something?
Yeah, and making sure your backups work and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really about preparation, maintaining, checking equipment, rechecking equipment, checking equipment the third time, and, I guess not being an idiot.
Refer to title.
Refer to title. If you do drugs or alcohol the night of the event, you're going to have a bad time. If you're going through some serious issues in your life and are not feeling mentally or spiritually stable, or if you're doing this just to escape, you're going to have a bad time. And if you don't follow my instructions, particularly the multiple backups I'll give you, which, trust me, are there for a reason, you're going to really have a bad time.
Refer to title.
Refer to title. Ingredients. A very large, empty, and quiet room, preferably without windows. If windows exist, you need to be able to cover them and ensure total darkness. Basements usually work well, if they're roomy enough. A pack of candles. You'll only use one if all goes well. And a lighter. A bucket of water and a mug. A fan. 2 large mirrors, like the one on your dresser. Don't worry, they won't be harmed. Or if they are, it'll be the least of your concerns.
Well, fuck that.
This better be really worth it. That's kind of ominous.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like, so far, this is a list of, like, really specific stuff. Looking at the list, there's a few more things to go, actually. He was talking about if you don't follow his instructions to, like, the letter, pretty much, then you're gonna have a bad time. And, if they're harms, then that'll be the least of your concerns.
If you're doing this ritual and your mirror explodes into glass, it's not the biggest issue at the moment.
I'm sorry, but if personally, I feel like if you're in a situation where glass exploding and just raining shards down upon you, if that is the least of your worries, refer to title.
3 chairs, an alarm clock, an active cell phone. Don't forget to charge the goddamn battery. I learned the issue about that once. I didn't have a good time.
Oh. Okay.
It really wasn't a good time.
My cell phone died and I couldn't make any calls.
I lost out on a business deal later the next day.
And then the demons of hell opened up a gateway and pulled me through there for what seemed like centuries. In actuality, it was only 5 minutes, but you know. They still come through here from time to time to see me.
One's name is Ross. The other is...
Oh, I love that guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, I know.
His name's unpronounceable, but hey.
Well, you know. As a good friend of mine once said, if it's unpronounceable, you just need to cut out your tongue.
It's true. Wait. What? Alright. A loved one willing to follow the rules and go along with this madness. A small toy or dear object from your childhood. Start setup at around 11 p.m. Place 1 chair in the center of the room, facing north. This is important.
Aren't all these things important?
This is more important than important.
Well, because, I mean, here are the chair direction. That's the thing.
I mean, I believe at some point you already mentioned that that every step had to be followed exactly. So I don't know why this is extra important, but...
Well, you see, if the rest of the steps aren't followed exactly, then you're just going to have a bad time. Possibly a really bad time if you're unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
If the chair isn't facing north, your house is going to explode.
Man.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's a very fine line between whatever you're trying to do here and your house exploding.
I really hope that this is worth it in the end.
I mean, I really hope that your loved one doesn't suck at following directions.
Gonna have a bad time.
How much would that suck if you, like, followed all the steps to the letter and then just came out of this okay, like, got the expected, desired result or whatever, but then your loved one really sucked at following directions, and then just, like, she found you in your basement just in a pool of blood or something because they fucked up?
Well, you see, they should have referred to title. Place the other 2 chairs exactly to the left and right, facing your throne. The distance between your throne and that of your queen and fool should be about the length of your arm to each side. More or less. Place the... Wait. The distance the 2 chairs are not apparently all that important. The fact your chair is facing north is vitally important.
Well, you see, if you get the distance wrong, then the only thing that really happens is the demons of hell or whatever aren't able to instantly touch you and give you demon cooties.
But more or less means that there's a variation where they're closer to you than further away. So they can more easily touch you to give you demon cooties.
So remember, guys, whether or not your chair, your throne, faces north is the difference between success and your house exploding. The difference between arm's length and not arm's length is... I
guess them, like, touching your shoulder and going, hey buddy.
You got this a little bit closer, you know?
You might want to push me away.
This is gonna get real awkward soon if you don't.
Come on, buddy. I believe in personal space, but if the opportunity is laid out to me where I can infringe upon yours, I will happily take it. Place the two large mirrors on the queen and full chairs, left and right of you, facing you and each other. Try your best to have them stand at a 90-degree angle, or else you may get more or less than 3 kings. If you sit on your throne, facing straight ahead, north, you should be able to perceive your own reflection in each of the 2 mirrors without actually having to turn your head nor your eyes to do so. If you see your own reflection in the corner of your eye, just barely there, then you've done it right.
That sounds unnerving.
I'm sure it all leads to some amazing payoff. I'm sure whatever you're summoning is going to give you, like, I don't know, $1,000 or something.
I mean, I would hope so. Because, as mentioned, this is, like, a lot of stuff to get together and set up, and it's apparently, like, dangerous to you or something if you don't do it right. So I would hope there's actually some payoff at the end here.
Right?
Also, I'd just like to mention that, he mentions at the beginning, it's like, yeah, you don't need to be scared of the shadow side or anything. But good God, do not make sure the chair is facing north. Make sure it's facing north. Make sure you can just barely see your reflection in the corner of your eyes, or God help, not just you, but the fabric of time and space as a whole. No need to fear the shadow side, though. Please refer to title.
Place the bucket of water and the mug in front of you, just barely out of reach. Place the fan behind you. Turn it on. Don't set the power to maximum. Medium or low is usually enough. Leave it on. Turn off the lights. Leave the door open and go to your bedroom. Set the candles by the side of the bed, next to a lighter. Your alarm clock and your cell phone. Leave it charging. Set your alarm clock for 3:30 a.m. Turn off the lights and sleep while holding your power object. Get some rest. Showtime. Wake up at 3:30 with your alarm clock.
Does something bad happen if you use your phone as an alarm clock?
I mean, that seems to be that you have to follow these steps exactly, so yes.
Huh. So if you, use the alarm on your phone instead of a legitimate alarm clock, then, I don't know, Jason Voorhees will break into your house and just rape you with a machete or something.
He will stab you in the gut several times, yes.
Sounds painful. Don't use your cell phone as an alarm clock in this case, kids. Or you're gonna have a bad time. Refer to title.
Always refer to title.
Well, maybe not always. Like, the link that we're gonna give you when we originally found this, couldn't find it again, but when we originally found this, it has the title that we're giving you. On the actual wiki, it's the 3 Kings Ritual or something like that. So, maybe don't exactly refer to the title there, because it won't make any sense. If things look like they're getting bad, refer to title. 3 Kings Ritual. What am I? Okay? Does that mean I should keep going? Okay, I'll keep going.
Why am I referring to this?
Little Johnny was never seen again.
No, not Johnny.
He was kind of a dumbass.
It's true. Wake up at 3:30 a.m. with your alarm clock. Turn it off, but don't turn on the light. You have exactly 3 minutes to light your candle. Grab your cell phone and make your way to the dark room to sit in your throne. You should be seated by 3:33 a.m. Don't forget your power object. Check for potential red flags. If your cell phone didn't charge for whatever reason, abort the mission. If the alarm didn't go off at exactly 3:30 a.m., abort the mission. If you find the dark room door closed, remember, you left it open. Abort the mission.
Fuck that.
If the fan is turned off, you left it on. Abort the mission.
Again. Fuck that. It's like, there's a slight leap there. It's not much of a leap, but there's a slight leap there between, okay, this is something that you're going to need later, so if it's not charged, you should probably stop, put it off. If your alarm clock didn't go off at exactly 3:30, then, you're not going to get the timeline right, so, just put it off. Then it goes from that to, hey, remember that time that you left that door open? They're in your fucking house now. You should put it off.
Remember that time you left that fan going? They didn't like the extra cold air. They turned it off.
Refer to title.
Why are we doing this again?
I'm sure it'll get to that, I hope. I really hope that gets to there.
Side note. If you have to abort the mission due to any of the above, leave the house with your loved one. Go to a hotel or something. There's no need to run. You have time to grab a jacket and your keys and whatnot. But leave. After 6 a.m., the coast should be clear.
Time out. No. You have time to grab a jacket and your keys and whatnot. You don't need to run. How much time do I have? What if I actually can't find my keys? That wasn't one of the things you needed to actually have prepared in the list of steps, right? So what if you accidentally, misplace them? At what point in your searching for your keys should you stop and go, oh, fuck, I need to leave right now? Why is it that everything else is going to be, specific and whatnot, but not how much time you have to leave before the demons fucking take you away?
Well, you see, it's not important. It's not an issue.
On a lesser note, why do you need to go to a hotel if it's only going to be 2.5 hours?
I mean...
Or maybe less, depending on how much time you spend searching for your keys.
Well, you see... what do you want to drive around for 2.5 hours? That's just silly. No,
go to Walmart or something. Jesus.
Multitask. Get some other things done. I mean, if you're doing this ritual, where so far I've seen no reason. Well, we might still have a payoff at the end, but I don't think you're really thinking your life through correctly to have a list of items you need from Walmart. Should everything not go exactly as planned? Actually, wait.
I think you browse at Walmart at that point. At that point, it's like, well, the ghosts are in my house. Maybe I'll buy some salt or something. Book on the occult.
Again, but the side note, if you have to abort the mission, what if you're aborting the mission because the door's closed or the fan is off? And especially if the fan's off where you've already walked downstairs to where they are to be able to hear the fan. You're now down there with them. You're just going to walk back upstairs and think, oh, I have plenty of time. They're down there. They turned off your fan. They're in your house doing something.
That's true. They are. I mean, I guess, yeah, for the former too, yeah, the alarm clock and stuff like that. Oh, dude. The thing with, if your alarm clock didn't go off at, exactly 3:30? What if you're, still sleeping? What if you're sleeping through aborting the mission? Are you gonna die?
Wait. What if your alarm clock didn't go off because they messed with it? Why are we doing this again?
I swear to God, there better be some fucking damn good reason for this. But it's okay, though. You don't need to be afraid of the shadow side. Don't worry about it.
It will just sometimes move objects inside of your house, turn off your alarm, and, be in your basement.
And apparently put you in danger of some type if you need to get out of your fucking house.
It's only there for 2.5 hours.
Please refer to title.
If all is going as planned, you can proceed and take your throne. Do not look directly at either of the 2 mirrors beside you. Do not let the candle go out. The fan is behind you. You must protect the candle with your body, which is standing in between. There's a reason for this, as you'll soon see.
I fucking hope so.
Just payoff, good, yes? Good payoff for all of this that makes reasonable sense, that would make me desire to, go into my basement in the middle of the night in the pure darkness using only a birthday cake candle to light my way? Would that last 2.5 hours?
You might want to get a bigger candle.
I don't have a bigger candle, though.
Fucking buy one! They're like 99 cents. If you get a cheap
broke.
one. Oh, you don't have 99 cents.
I bought this mic!
Never mind. What if while you're carrying your candle to go downstairs, you like trip down the stairs? Do you abort the mission at that point?
What if your stairs are made out of wood and your candles landed on your wooden stairs? Do you have time to put out the fire before burning the mission? Or do you just have to let your house burn down?
I mean, you gotta like crawl back upstairs to get some water to put out the fire anyway, so maybe if when you look back downstairs you see like strange, subtle movements, maybe at that point you make the decision, okay, it's been a good run house, but sorry.
Do you think the demons or ghosts, whatever the hell you summoned to do this ritual, because for whatever the payoff is, do you think they'll turn off the candle for you? Do you think they're afraid of fire?
Maybe it's your shadow self. Zuh.
Do you think they'll turn off the candle? Put out?
I mean, I guess it depends on how you, deep down, really feel about that candle being lit.
I mean, up till like 10 minutes ago is my only light source, but now it's on my step, and I really don't want to lose this house. I've
but what if you do?
I mean, insurance money.
There you go.
Look straight ahead at the darkness. Not at the candle. Not at the mirrors. Just straight ahead. Eagle-eyed readers surely noticed I didn't say, during setup, which chair was your queen and which chair was fool. That's because it's your job to find out. And from their point of view, you're either their queen or their fool, too. Hence, 3 kings. I won't spoil what happens next.
Fuck you.
What, just because he's giving a detailed explanation of everything that's happening so far?
No, it's not even that. It's not even that he's suddenly not giving a detailed explanation. It's that you're giving us all this shit to set up. You're strongly implying that if we fuck up, it's dangerous to us, and then you're just not even giving us a good reason for why we should be fucking doing this.
See, he's also saying that during the actual ritual itself, he's giving us no hints of how we're supposed to do this. We now have to figure out who's the queen and who's the fool on our own, with no idea of how one goes about doing this.
They're not even saying whether or not that's actually important. Is that another life-threatening thing? Do I need to figure out who's the queen and who's the fool by the time this ritual is over?
Will somehow change you if like one of the other kings decides to be the king? Is this like, are like the king and the queen and the fool and the king, are those like all like split parts of your personality? And if another one takes over, you become that? And you lose yourself?
What if this ritual, instead of like summoning demons or spirits or your shadow selves or something like that, what if it just summons other people that happen to be doing this ritual at the same time as you? Like from across time or space or something, it's just like, wonk. What?
What am I?
Maybe that's why you have to use like a candle instead of a flashlight, so that the people from the past don't be like, ugh,
What is this?
what sorcery is this?
What have you in your hand?
Then again, what did they use for fans?
Fanboy.
That's your loved one.
Yeah, that's the original job.
Back in the old day, you actually needed 3 loved ones. One of them needed to have a fan going and hope they didn't get their soul swallowed.
It's a high possibility.
Please continue. This is bullshit, though. Yeah, what happens next? Go fuck yourself. I am in my basement at 3:33 in the morning. It is dark. There are candles and mirrors and shit. No, fuck you.
But,
No, fuck you.
okay.
Either tell me what the fuck is going on right now that is worth all the potential risk from this place that I don't need to really be worried about, honestly. I need to have respect for it, but I shouldn't fear it at any point. But if you're not going to do that, then quite literally, go fuck yourself. I'll leave you to figure out the logistics of that. I apologize for my outburst, but that's seriously bullshit. Please continue.
Suffice to say, you won't be alone. And if you have questions, you'll get answers. Sometimes in the form of new questions, but hey, that's the story of humanity, eh? Just stay put and try not to move. Again, do not look directly at the mirrors nor the candle. Just straight ahead. Trust me. Don't chicken out either. You'll need to wait until 4:34. By 4:34, it's all over. It's okay to tremble a little bit. Just try not to. Not because it affects the ritual or anything, or... It's just a pussy thing to do while in polite company.
I reserve the right to tremble a little bit if there are any form of spirit, demon, etc. at arm's reach in a dark basement.
Are demons and ghosts really polite company?
I mean, they could be, technically.
Are the ones we're summoning, though, really all that polite if they move your doors and your fans? And
Maybe that's why it's important for the chair to face north. If it faces any other direction, you get the dick ones.
It's
hey, brah, made a sandwich. Set your fridge on fire. Don't know why I did that, but hey.
But North by Northwest, you get a bunch of like Jersey assholes. You knock it to a little west, you get a bunch of Texans, and they just have guns that are just shooting your basement up. If you're from Jersey or Texas.
I apologize that some people from the same place you are have given you all a bad name.
That's what I'm going for, yeah, what he said. I love you all. Did I mention not to let the candle go out? That's what the fan is for. You're protecting the candle with your body. But if your body were to be suddenly moved, then the fan would turn off the candle. That's backup number 1. Your loved one is backup number 2. At 4:34, she has to come into the room and call your name.
Why is the ritual lasting exactly 1 hour and 1 minute?
Because...
Like, I get the hour part, but that 1 minute is throwing me off for some reason. That just kind of stands out in my mind.
Yeah, the extra 1 minute at the end's for the polite leaving of the demon ghost things.
Gotcha.
They really believe that you need a good, solid minute to say goodbye.
That's fair. That's fair.
And they don't want to cut out of your 30 minute, or not 30, your 60 minutes of questioning.
Questions and possibly getting answers.
Except maybe you just get more questions because
maybe those questions lead to you becoming a better person, though.
If you're doing this, I don't think that's your primary goal.
All right.
At 4:34, she has to come in the room and call your name. If that won't work, she has to call your cell phone. If that won't work, she has the glass of water and the bucket. She can't touch you, though. That's a newbie mistake.
What happens if she touches you? Is she trapped in the shadow side with you?
Well, look, all I got here is that's a newbie mistake. That's all they're giving me.
Or is it like when you're having a seizure and you're like not supposed to like let the person grab you or anything like that?
Again, all they're giving me is that's a newbie mistake. They're not giving me the ramifications of this loved one poking you in the arm while attempting to get you out of this trance-like state. I don't know if your spirit is then lost forever or they are then absorbed into you and you become one of the same. I don't know if then she or he or they start doing some like I don't know, jig. I don't know if the demons like jump onto their back and they all ride off into the sunset, leaving you behind all alone again.
Also, why do you need a glass of water and a bucket of water? Or is it a glass of water that then you're pouring into the bucket? But if you're doing that, why?
Maybe you're taking the bucket of water and grabbing the glass and then throwing it at you instead of just using the whole bucket. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to be environmental or something.
She has the glass of water and the bucket. There's clearly water in that glass. Doesn't say anything about the bucket, though.
It's true. He didn't give us any, he didn't tell us what to do with the bucket.
Smash you over the head with it. Oi, wake up. Oh, the water didn't work.
I mean, beating someone over the head with a piece of metal usually wakes them up. Or puts them out, forever.
That could be plastic, you don't know.
It's kind of a cheap thing to do. I mean, you're with polite company. Do you want to put out your little plastic bucket that still has some like grains of sand in it? No. You put out your nice steel buckets that you polish beforehand because you don't want to disappoint these demon things.
Or spirits, or shadow yous, whatever.
Why are we doing this again?
To get questions answered. But even then, though, you remember earlier where it said that if you're not like in a good place mentally or spiritually or anything like that, that you're going to have a bad time? Well, aren't those the kinds of people that would really be willing to go through all this to get like questions answered and things like that?
Yeah, and they'd also be the ones who are serious about getting it done. Where if someone else were doing it, they'd probably just doing it for the lulz.
So really, who is this ritual actually for? Because the people that would really get the most use out of it, assuming that, it works and everything, and they do it successfully, those are the people that are going to have a bad time if they do it.
This ritual is for the author and literally no one else.
It's for, if you want to get those winning lottery numbers.
Yes.
It's kind of like asking a magic 8-ball, but more dangerous. Please refer to title.
Backup number 3 is your item of power. The toy, or lockets, or whatever objects of strength you brought along for the ride. It'll show you the way if SHTF, which, after a short Google, I learned is the abbreviation for if shit hits the fan. I don't know why he put an abbreviation for that. I've never seen that abbreviated before. It's kind of annoying.
Welcome to the wonderful world of abbreviating everything in leet speak or whatever. It's always annoying.
Multiple backups. You gotta be like a Boy Scout if you... What the... Why is that? That's like a complete change in the voice of the in the story. The narrator just changed how they're saying things.
That does seem like a slight tonal shit.
That and the lead speak up there, I mean, at least the lead speak was with the tone after you looked it up to see what the hell it meant. But you gotta be like a Boy Scout if you do these things. It's a tonal shift. It's not something the narrator shows that he talks like. Also, the pussy thing to do while in polite company is also kind of just weird. It doesn't really match with the voice of the narrator thus far. Let's try to read that again without me cracking up. But why? multiple backups. You gotta be like a Boy Scout if you do these things. That sounded really wrong when said like this in this voice.
It did. Please don't say it again.
If you half-ass it all the way so that it won't work. Worst you can do is take it seriously enough for it to work, and not seriously enough to be prepared for the consequences. If in doubt, refer to title.
I have to say, before this creepypasta here, if you can really call it a creepypasta, but that's another story, I guess, I've only really heard about 3 other things where the advice for it was, if you're gonna fail, fail hard. As one of those things is computer coding, it seems like this is the phrase that should let you know this is probably something you don't want to have any part of.
It's one of those things where the setup is not equivalent to the payoff. Having like the answers to all questions, blah blah blah, is not really equivalent to having your life be in this much danger if some minuscule part of the setup is wrong, or you need so many backups just in case something else messes up.
I want to know, like, how much of an attachment do I need to have to my power object?
Yeah. What if you don't really have an object like that? I mean, I'm sure everyone has like a childhood item or something they enjoy, but what if it's not really that hard of an attachment?
Yeah, like that's what I'm asking. Like, how hardcore does that attachment need to be? Does it need to be like the stuffed animal that I slept with every night? Or can it be like my PlayStation Vita, which I fucking love? Or can it be like, oh, this is a really cool marble I found today. It's a really nice marble. I think I'll add this to my collection. Can you use that marble?
Can you use like an object that you found interesting in like a foreign land you bought and brought back? Like a little souvenir? Is that good enough? What level of love do we need here? And what level does the loved one have to be? Does it have to be someone who like just likes you enough that they'll go through with you doing this in the house? Does it have to be like someone that like deep down is really attached to you, like you're like set to be married in 2 weeks, or is it can be like just a drinking buddy you have that you're like you have each other's backs. You're like, yeah, bro, I got you deep, man.
I have to say though, I think I legitimately wouldn't trying this. Not necessarily because like I actually think anything supernatural would happen from it. Like maybe it will, I don't know, whatever. But because like all these things that it's doing, like don't like with the candle and the fan and everything, the darkness, that sort of thing will actually, if something happens, it might happen because that sort of thing puts you in a trance state. And bad things can happen to you if you're in a trance state. Like, you can have a bad trip if you're in that kind of place. Especially if, like he said, it's like, you're not really ready for this, like, mentally or spiritually. So, yeah.
It really seems like that the payoff is just the way that you have to wake up is really how you'd wake someone out of a trance.
Yeah.
It seems to be you're going into a trance state and then basically asking of yourself the questions that you have, which really doesn't seem worth it for what you're going through, because every answer you'd have for yourself would be shit you'd know anyway. There's the idea of course, entering into deeper parts of your brain that you can't normally access.
That's kind of the part that I was thinking, where it's like, you know this, like, deep down, but you're not exactly acknowledging it, I guess.
But even then, it's
like, even then, I'm not sure. Like, I think I might save up for a psychiatrist first.
Yeah.
To, like, try to unearth those things. Like, I mean, maybe if you don't have the money and you're in, like, a hurry, but, again, either something crazy's happening, like with ghosts and demons or whatever and shit, in which case, you probably shouldn't be in a bad place when you do this, or you're entering a trance state, in which case, you probably shouldn't be in a bad place if you do this. And the people that I think would get the most out of this sort of exercise would be the ones that are actually in that sort of bad place, where they have questions, like, just deep questions and shit like that, but they're going to, as he put it, have a bad time if they do it. So as mentioned earlier, I don't know who this is supposed to be for, really.
But really, I guess we can say that this ritual seems to have no rhyme or reason to do it.
And it seems like your life actually might be in some danger for it.
So I guess what I'm saying is, don't do this.
Refer to title.
Refer to title.
So, I guess that's it.
Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.